Next Varna, what we'll see today is set to Ābhōgi, a raga, and set to Adi Thala, which is also a pretty popular Varna in classical music. So the interesting thing about Abhogi is that it's also a pentatonic, but without the pa swara. So it's just sa, re, ga, ma, da, and sa. And also it also doesn't have the ni swara. So that makes it a pentatonic. And we'll just see how the raga has to be played on the violin. Once again. So the first time I played the raga was the plain version of the raga. The second time was with the gamakas. So with the gamakas, let me just explain you briefly. Sa, re is supposed to be played plain. For the ga, which is the next swara in the raga, you have to take the help of the note ma and do a glide down. So something like. And the da note has to be played with the assistance of sa. Something like Mohana. How do you play da? The same da is also in Abhogi. So just play the note da using the gamakas from the next note, which is sa. So that sounds something like. Or. So now coming down on the scale of the raga. Again. So that's the raga Abhogi. Now I'll be playing the entire Varna, which is under Adi Thala. So let's see how it actually sounds like. So that was the Abhogi Varnam. So let's see how it actually sounds like in and with the explanations. So let's see. Let's start with the Pallavi, which is something like this. So that was the first line. Again, with reference to the Abhogi Raga. Uh, so wherever you find ga and da, just play a gamakam from the next note of ga and da. So which are ma and sa respectively. So let's just see the first line again. So the phrase what I played was ma ga ga risa. So ma, this is my ma, this is my ga. So this is my ma position and this is my ga position. So in order to play the phrase ma ga ga risa, it is something like this. So I'm just playing ma ga ma risa. So slowing it down, ma ga ma risa. So playing this as a at a higher tempo will sound like you're playing ma ga ga risa. So let me just show it again. So that was the first line. So next let us see the next line. So in this line also, it's also the same rules also apply here. The same rules of Abhogi applies here. The gum comes here are so mag rigama ga ma. So since there are two gas here, rigama ga ma. So for the two gas, you have to just play a gum come from ma. So something like this. Continuing. Next line. So there, the notes are sa, da, sa. So what I'm doing is I'm playing sa, da, sa, da, sa, da. So it sounds like again. So this is my sa, this is my da. I'm just pushing my index up to the sa. So it's like sa. So that should induce that you are playing sa, da, sa, dama. So and the magaris are as plain as it can get. So this is the Pallavi of Evvari Bodhana. So the Anupallavi of Abhogi Varnam is something like this. This is the first line of the Anupallavi. So it starts from sa. Sa, sa, da, da are the swaras. So something like. So the swaras are plain, but you have to just keep referring to the scale of the raga and how the raga actually dictates the gamkams for ga and da. So if you just follow that, I think you can play these lines as easy as possible. So moving on, the next line is. So there, the swaras are dasa, risa, rigama. So you can play ma in this finger, or you can push your index finger up to the position of ma. So, I mean, both the ways are equally recommended. So the player has to just look into it as which positions or which technique is comfortable for him. So let's just play that again. So last line, if you observe, the notes are gaga risa. What I played was I just played maga maga risa. So that sounds something like. That's my ma. That's my ma position. Push that ma position up to the ga position. Okay. So playing the line again. So there it's rigari sari darisa. So when you play da, you have to just keep in mind of the scale of the raga, which says that you have to play sada sari, sada sada. That's the gamkam. So following that, I'm just playing sada sada risa. So that sounds like the risa. Okay, again. And the rest are as plain as possible, which you just heard. So this is the end of both the Pallavi and the Anupallavi for every Bodha Varna. So moving on are the Ettugadeswara. Let me just play it. So this is the first line of the Ettugadeswara out of the two lines. So the notes here are actually kind of self-explanatory. If you just go with the scale of the raga, I think you'll have no problem in playing the Ettugadeswara or the Varnam. So moving on, it's so in this the third line, you have the gamakam there, which I'm just playing maga maga using ma and using the ma position to play the gamkam for ga. So it's like so if you observe, I just played magari ga risa. So you can also play it plain, but just to make it sound better, it's like so I'm playing maga and re. I'm playing the note re in that phrase a bit late so that I can play the gamkam for ga without using ma. So this is another trick where we use it to make it sound a little interesting and also pleasant to hear. I mean, you will get that effect of the ragam and that feel of Carnatic music. So it's like magari ga risa. I'm just extending the re note so that I can play ga fastly. So it's like so ma ga re. I just tap in using the tapping technique. I just tap in the note ga twice and risa. So it's as simple as that. Just I'm just going to play it again. So that is the Ettugadeswara for every Bodha Varnam. And and one suggestion what I would like to give is just follow the rules that dictate for the ragam for ga and da, because those two notes are the notes wherein the ragam says you have to play gamakam for that. So by referring to the scale of the raga Ābhōgi in this case and practicing this varna would make you a better player, and you can also play it perfectly as how it has to be played. So now let's see the charanam part of every bodha varna. I'm just going to play the charanam once. So in the charana, the very important thing is you have to follow the sahityam. Just because there are no sahityams in some of the varnams, but this is in this varna, since we are playing the charanam of the varnam, the lyrics of the charanam is actually very important. So following the lyrics and playing according to the lyrics is a big and is a very important thing in classical music, because lyrics are actually a part of very important thing in Carnatic music. So it's better we follow and try to put the bow according to how the lyrics have been written. So the charanam. So this is the charanam of Evvari Bodha. So I mean, it's there's nothing to concentrate, but the only thing is you have to just make note of the gum comes in the charanam, which I just played. So after playing the charanam, we have the chiteswaras. The first chiteswara for every bodha. So after you finish the chiteswara, it's a rule that you just have to repeat the charanam once. So concentrating on the chiteswara now, the first chiteswara. I mean, the swaras are as self-explanatory as possible. So the only thing is the da. So it's like. So wherever we have da, just play that sa da sa pattern and you're good to go. So moving on, that's the second chiteswara. Now I'll just be playing that. So if you just observe there, it's just. So it's just. So that gum is actually important. So just by practicing that thing would actually make you to play sadasa easily. So it's like. So that was the second chittaswara. And the things that has to be concentrated are just da and the sliding action for sa and da. So this is my sa, this is my da. So push your index up to the position of the sa and just do a downwards motion, something like that. Okay. So moving on, the third chittaswara, something like this. So this chittaswara is also a very plain chittaswara. So again, the same rule and techniques for the second chittaswara also applies for the third chittaswara, which is something like this: the sa da ma. So this is the third chittaswara, which is as easy as it can get. So again, as I said, the same techniques and same patterns for da and ga should be followed. So moving on is the next fourth chittaswara for every bodha. It starts from the lower side, something like this. I'm just going to play it once. So this was the fourth chittaswara. So the interesting part is there is a pattern that what great musicians have been following. So they just start with the first line and end at the top sa, something like this. So instead of playing the next swaras of the line, they just end at the sa, just to give a gap of the full avartanam, and then take it from again. Take the continuation of the composition from the starting of the chittaswara. So it's something like. So they do this for the whole avarta and come back to the beginning, something like this. that is how usually people or musicians render it. So in the last line, if you have closely observed, I just played a gum come like, so that's I just played sa riga. So the four notes what I played was sa, two sas and riga. So I just played. So it's an upward and a downward motion. So from I play the sa, I push my index finger up to the position of ga, and come back again to the open string. So it sounds something like this. So instead of that, so that's how it has to be played. I mean that's another thing to make it a bit interesting at the end of the Chittaswara. So saying that that is the fourth and the final Chittaswara for every Bodha. So let's just see how it actually sounds while you play it or perform it somewhere.